We got clarification on Alberto Del Rio's reported WWE resigning. WWE Draft Plans have been revealed, and an ECW legend has been announced for some AEW tapings. It's time for the news. Yesterday, it was reported by Ernesto Ocampo that Alberto Del Rio had been re-signed by WWE following the company's acquisition of AAA. Lots of back and forth on this, so we're going to tell you everything you need to know about the reported re-signing. Ocampo followed this up with a tweet stating,
"Many fans, especially in the US, are assuming that by buying AAA, WWE is also acquiring the contracts. But aside from the fact that the sale hasn't been finalized, those contracts are of no use to WWE, as WWE's contracts are legally distinct and include multiple provisions and clauses, such as exclusivity, intellectual property rights, and termination conditions, that AAA's do not address or enforce. That's why new contracts are replacing the existing ones."
Meanwhile, Lucha Blog wrote, "To my knowledge, WWE did not give Alberto a contract. AAA signed Alberto to a contract when they decided to build the promotion around him for the last year, and WWE will assume that contract when they take over the company. I don't think decisions have been made past that." According to a source close to Cultaholic, Del Rio is planned to be used on AAA shows moving forward, with our source saying he's going to remain AAA until they switch it to NXT Mexico, and God knows what happens after that. Dave Meltzer also reporting that Alberto did re-sign with WWE. He signed a new contract with WWE. However, Meltzer noting that he doesn't expect Alberto to appear on WWE television, and it'll just be used on AAA events. So basically, it looks like he has signed a new contract with WWE, but you don't necessarily need to worry about him appearing on WWE TV proper at this point. Obviously, anything could change at any moment. Alberto Del Rio has been very, very quiet on social media. He hasn't commented on anything up until this point, but we'll keep you updated as and when. We move over to the WWE Draft, which has been reported as happening pretty soon for quite a while now, and it looks like we might not have to be waiting too much longer for the draft to take place. Mike Johnson, a PW insider, stating,
he said that there are still plans for the WWE Draft to take place this spring, saying, "I've been told the WWE Draft is still in play. They could always move it deeper into the spring depending on whatever they want in terms of their scheduling."
I think the timing is right to do it sooner rather than later on this one. I really do. I think you look at the quality of the Backlash card, I think things need freshening up a little bit. Obviously, we're in a bit of a weird position right now where we have got John Cena with the WWE title, who isn't formally attached to a brand, but is actually advertised for more Raws than SmackDowns
Which
coming
makes
up.
sense because of Netflix.
Yep. And then you've got Jey Uso, who is the World Heavyweight Champion, who is a Monday Night Raw superstar. So we got the problem of the two men's world titles being on one brand. I fully expect Jey Uso to switch over to SmackDown. I think they'll keep John Cena on Raw moving forward, especially given the dates that have been announced for Cena. But yeah, I think things could do with freshening up. And as I say, you look at the quality of the Backlash card, and it does indicate that, you know, things are sort of, a lot of feuds are perhaps coming to an end. Some things are just getting started, but it feels the timing's right.
I think you're right, absolutely, yeah. And one sort of like area that sticks out to me is definitely the tag team division. On definitely the Raw side. I think we need a little bit of switch up there. It's been amazing seeing all these SmackDown teams like go at it and have like really banger matches as well. Obviously, the TLC matches are an absolute shining example of that. But I think on the Raw side, it just feels a little bit dull. It feels like there's really not much of anything there at the moment. So to like move some teams about, I think would be really beneficial, at least on the Raw side. But I think you're right too. Like, we've seen a lot of circling around, and granted, like the threads in WWE stories now, things like to be paid off much later or like brought back round to, but it would be nice to see something a little bit different, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't massively surprise me if we see the announcement of the WWE draft take place at Backlash or on the pre-show or something like that, because I feel like they might just go, hey, tune into Monday Night Raw in 2 days time on Saturday night, tune in on Monday because the draft is starting, if the timing feels right to me. We haven't seen the draft for a while. Another person, or a person that we haven't seen for a little while, is Ronda Rousey, and we got a bit of an update on Ronda Rousey courtesy of Brian Alvarez here, who says that Shayna Baszler, a close friend, tag partner and opponent of Ronda's, of course, recently released by WWE. She had her last match. She had Rousey's last match in WWE, and Alvarez says WWE does still want to do something with Ronda Rousey. Shayna retiring Ronda Rousey, or at least her last match in WWE. So I could not say that there's no chance that we'll never see Shayna Baszler again. I cannot say we'll never see her again because WWE makes a deal with Ronda, and Ronda wants Shayna back. She will be back. So WWE keen on having Ronda Rousey back in the fold. I sort of got mixed feelings on this because I understand Ronda Rousey is still a draw and has crossover appeal, mainstream appeal. So I totally get why they'd want to bring her back. There's nothing that I want to see Ronda do.
That's the thing, isn't it? There's nothing that I really want to see her do too. Do you know what? When she first came into WWE, it was exciting, and I didn't mind that first run. I thought it was quite fun, cool to see someone from that sort of background come into the professional wrestling world to see what they could bring to the table. But then when she sort of returned, it felt like things had regressed a little bit. She felt as though she wasn't really, her heart wasn't in the wrestling stuff anymore.
She hates the fans.
Her promos were like going backwards as well a little bit. She was struggling with those. You could tell that she'd kind of like lost a lot of interest or passion, at least from sort of our perspective watching on. So when it came to like the stuff that she did with Liv and then the stuff that she did with Shayna, I was ready to be like, it doesn't really do it for me now.
The best thing that she did was literally the first match she had.
Yeah.
It was all downhill from there. And I'm not saying everything was bad by any means, but that mixed tag match at WrestleMania, I thought it was one of the best matches of the night. I enjoyed it tremendously. It was really fun. And it was like immediately like, man, she gets this.
Yeah.
She really gets this. And I'm not saying that she doesn't get it at all, but I think you're right. I think her passion for it faded. She was very outspoken about wrestling's fandom, and she didn't necessarily endear herself to a lot of fans. So time will tell on that one. One of the release stars, talking about Shayna Baszler, alongside her, Danny Palmer was released by WWE. She is somebody who primarily wrestled for NXT. She wrestled on Level Up as well. Palmer posting a video of her last match with the company to Instagram, taking place at the February 21st Evolve tapings, announcing that she suffered a knee injury in the match and said that it's the last time that she would enter the ring. She suggested that she plans on starting a business, so it appears that Danny Palmer has indeed retired from professional wrestling. She's not somebody who had like a history of pro wrestling. She's not somebody that came up through the indies or anything like that. She was signed by WWE back in 2022, and then started doing the odd bit on NXT, and as I say, started doing the odd bit on Level Up. But yeah, WWE really her first foray into the world of professional wrestling, and it seems to be all over for her.
Yeah, no, like I was thinking about this as well. The fact that she came into WWE and she was there for about 3 years or so. There's not many people in the world that would be like, yeah, I'd sign with WWE, and you know what? I'm good. I'm going to move on to other things now.
I really admire her. I really admire her for doing it. The fact that she's teasing that she is now just going to be getting into the business world. If you don't want to continue with wrestling, like very physical thing, and you've got other dreams, then go for it.
Sure.
Best of luck to her.
Absolutely.
Truly. We finish off with the news that an ECW legend has been announced for some AEW tapings this week. The company announcing via social media that ECW, WWE, TNA, pretty much everywhere legend Rhino, the human refrigerator, will be in attendance for the company's TV tapings in Detroit, Michigan later this week, saying the man-beast Rhino will appear live in Detroit at the Masonic Temple Theater on Wednesday and Thursday when AEW and Ring of Honor return to the Motor City. They've not made it clear exactly what Rhino will be doing, but the fact that they've announced him, I think expect to see him on TV somewhere.
Oh, for sure. I would love to see Max Caster do an open challenge.
Oh, yes!
Out comes Rhino.
Yes!
Massive goal. 1, 2, 3. That's job lot. He'll get a huge pop as well, because I believe he's from Detroit as well. Yeah. So like he's going to get a huge pop. And in a moment like that too, that'd be very, very fun.
I love Rhino.
He's the best, isn't he?
He's so he's really, really fun to watch. The gore is the best spear. I know it's not a spear, it's a gore. It's the best. It's up there with Goldberg's. The guy's amazing, and the fact that he can still go at the level that he does, He's still really decent in the ring. Like
Absolutely.
I've watched some of his stuff. Probably the last Rhino match I watched was a year or two ago, but I've watched a lot of his recent TNA stuff, and he's much the same performer that he was in the mid to late 90s.
Well,
he's not half bad.
No, he's still very active on the indies as well. So it's not like when we don't see him on TV for a long time, it's not like he's just disappeared and then he's come back and maybe he's a bit rusty and whatnot. Like, he's still very much grinding the gears and still doing what he loves doing. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
That Max Caster thing needs to happen.
Please, fingers crossed.
Thank you very much for watching. We will be... What have we got going live tonight on the channel? We've got... it's big! We've got the ultimate WWE Backlash quiz going live this evening with Ross and Jack. 6:45 p.m. UK time tonight. You can catch that. And then you got pictures and predictions for Backlash Wednesday and Thursday, respectively. Thank you very, very much for watching. See you in a bit.